Hey guys, Shady here, and I just want to say something. In my opinion, Starfield running only at 30 frames a second on Series X is unacceptable, okay? There's nothing controversial about that. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect there to be an option to run it at 60, okay? Been hearing a lot of people online since this was announced, because obviously we just had the Xbox showcase, and after Starfield was announced, they started going into it. And you have Bethesda saying that the game's only going to run at 4K 30 on Series X, 1440p 30 on Series S, which is awesome to be fair. And if you're Series S owner, that's badass in my opinion. But then you got Todd Howard saying stupid shit like, it's a creative decision. Like, no, it isn't. It's because you're rushing this game out because Microsoft need a big game this year because they didn't have anything last year. And Redfall was an absolute disaster. So don't give me that nonsense, right? Oh, I mean, Todd Howard God, he's this little slimy little thing, isn't he? I don't want to swear, but you know. And then the thing that annoys me is that then you get these idiots damage controlling, acting like, yeah, that's fine. You're being unreasonable, expecting 60 frames. And it's like, no, we're not. Yeah, they're trying to misrepresent the argument. They're trying to act like we're asking for the game to be at 4K 60 with ultra settings like it is on PC, but obviously not. We want the option for performance mode. Like, that's just the standard now, I think. Like, we're used to this since on console anyway. I mean, obviously PC guys are laughing right now thinking, yeah, you know, I've got my like ultra freaking settings. I can run it at 120 frames, blah, 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 on whatever I have, you know. So that's excluded. But on the console space though, like since really PS4 Pro and Xbox Series, Xbox One X, like there's been that option for performance modes with console games, and now moving on to this generation, I know it's been cross-gen, but we've had the same, you know? And also if you're gonna run it at such a high resolution with that frame rate, 4K 30, I mean, like, how is it impossible to have the option for performance? Like, I understand if it's like, oh, we can only run it at 1080p 30 or something, you know, because it's so heavy and hard on the CPU and blah, 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 that's impossible. Yeah, I get that. Like, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch, like, it's impossible to run that anything higher than 30 on the base Switch hardware. Like, that's acceptable. Same with Xenoblade Chronicles and all that. But not with this, not with Starfield, not on the Series X, I'm sorry. Like, it's clear that, like, I bet anything, I don't know if this has been confirmed or not, but I swear they are going to add a performance mode later, because it's just that, you know, they're just rushing this game out. Well, not necessarily rushing, but they have to release it this year because all the delays and everything. And obviously, as we know, it's going to be full of bugs and all that because it's Bethesda. That's another thing. You've also got bloody, that Matt Booty or whatever his name is from Xbox saying this is going to be the least buggy Bethesda game. Like, oh, I wish this guy would just shut up. Every time he talks, he annoys me. He just says stupid shit, man, honestly. Like, shut up, mate. Like, obviously, it's going to be, like, you're acting like having any bugs is somehow a good thing. Like, come on. But yeah, it's just, like, why do people defend this shit? Like, yes, people getting too over the top and harassing people over frame rate is ridiculous, you know? But you shouldn't be accepting this, in my opinion, you know? Like, acting like it's impossible to add a performance mode, like, that's just how it is now. Yeah, most games will give you that option, like, what was it, like Elden Ring? I know that's another open world game, obviously that's a cross-gen game, but that gave us like 2 modes. So you had the cinematic mode or whatever it's called, or fidelity mode or something, where it was just like 30 frames at a locked 4K, and then you had the performance mode, which was like dynamic resolution, and then 60 frames, or as close as it could get, you know? Like, we have things like FSR, we've got dynamic res, we've got super sampling, all these things. Like, it's not impossible to add this at all. And like, why do people defend this? I don't understand it at all. I just, you know, just think, guys, instead of just defending these companies and their dumb decisions, like, you know, call them out on it, expect more, expect better, yeah? I mean, this whole frame rate debate annoys me as well. Like, I just want to get out there, you know, 60 frames should be the standard. 30 frames is acceptable. 30 frames, well, the reason why 30 frames is not as good is because, you know, input lag is higher. The game just doesn't flow as well. The fidelity, not the fidelity, the flow, sorry, it's just not as good, you know. Everything just feels more weighty and slower, you know. You get used to it, obviously, and games can be playable at that frame rate at locked 30, but it's just not what it should be, in my opinion. You know, it's acceptable at best, but 60 should be the standard, okay? Don't defend that crap. And for those people who say they prefer playing games at 30, there's something wrong with you. Stop saying that it's more cinematic, because it's not. Because you're not watching a movie, you're actually interacting with it. You know, there's a difference between watching a movie and playing a game, you know, because you're in control, interactivity. That's why 60 frames is the standard, or should be the standard, you know. So yeah, but anyway, that's my rant out of the way. I just had to get this off my chest, because it's just one of those things that does my head in. You know, just like when people say From Software games should have a easy mode, or you know, there's just so many of these annoying like gamer debates that do my head in. But anyway, thanks for letting me vent, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'm sure Starfield will still be great anyway, so I will still be playing the game. But yeah, I just want that performance mode, guys. Come on. Anyway, have a good day.